We are with Audrey Chirenje, our resident bookworm. We love you so much, you know that.
Love you right back, Marisa. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Today we're talking about a book, Ideas That Work, right? And this book is a basically community-centered book. And it's talking about different facets of a community. How did you find this book when you read it?
Okay, so firstly, this book is by Brighton Taruberekera. And you know what? I think that's why they say we must always read, because I would have never thought there's such a book on such a subject. You know how everyone talks about community development, sustainable development goals, etc., etc. So this young man put it in a book and is now encouraging each and every one of us to say, you know, there's always something that you can do within your community to make it work.
I like how I've been seeing how he's framed it all, and it almost reminds me, you know, we have different faculties even in our bodies. We've got our heart, our liver, and he's talking about a community, the different kind of faculties in a community. You say he talks about even bus stops. He touches on that. What are the things that does he touch on in this book?
Okay, so even like initially he talks about how, you know, like even in a rural setup, you've got that traditional setup, you've got the appointed leaders like your headman, your chief. Then you've got the community, more of self-appointed. You know how the community will say, okay, Marisa is our champion for singing.
Right.
And then that tag just sticks with you. So that tag just sticks with you. So the point is, you know, leadership in the community can be by appointment, or it can also by the community giving you a role, and then you act within the role and make a positive difference.
And you know, so when we're talking about small communities and, you know, leadership, picking people and everything else, sometimes there's always that someone is not happy with Audrey being the chief book person. How does he tackle issues where people are not agreeing? Kuti, she's the one who's supposed to be fixing the potholes, not him.
You know what, on that point, like there's actually a chapter where he says, I think he quoted Aristotle, but he was talking about how when people look at it, they think it's easy. Like right now you're sitting there, it's raining outside, it's wet all over, but you're here this early and you're surveying. So he says it comes with responsibility, it comes with pain, it comes with issues, but it also comes with that feel-good moment that you get for doing good. Yes. So it doesn't matter what people will always be people.
Yeah, they'll always not be happy for your role.
But you must just do your part for your family and for your community.
It's nice how he talks about how you say that, because that's a part of communication. And I think in any community, we have to be able to communicate and communicate in different aspects. And you're saying this Brighton, he's communicating the things that the community needs. Who needs to get their hands on this book? Because if you ask me, I'm not going to read it, because it's probably not something to do with singing or a romance or whatever it is. Who needs to be reading this book?
Everyone, actually. You also need to
I need to read this book, because I was just like,
because there's a whole lot of information in that book. Like, for example, I think on the last chapter, he talks about how we've got all these important dates in the calendar, and he lists all of them for the whole year. Wow. You know, World Heritage Day,
World Population Day. He's saying World Youth Skills Day.
Exactly. So I would have never thought, because you know how I'm always thinking, okay, how come some companies, they have these dates ready all the time? So some go on Google, but he's put it in a book for you.
So you actually know. So it's from January to December?
Definitely.
Oh my goodness. So, but my question is, how do you know it's International Day of Older Persons?
So I think
1st of October.
I think internationally, so I'm sure Google would have all these things. But like what I'm saying now, it's in the book. So even in the rural community, it's now there.
And it's teaching people as well. I like the aspect that this book is really a tool of teaching how things should be run. So there should be a lot of order when you do read this book.
Definitely. And let me just touch on his profile a little bit. So Brighton, he's a researcher and development consultant. He's a graduate of the UZ with a master's in international relations, bachelor's degree in political science, and he's got all these other diplomas, HIV/AIDS management. He's won some awards. So he's actually a very bright young man. And I like the fact that, you know, he took whatever he does in his work and he put it in a book just to educate other people out there.
And that's very good. I like that he's a counselor. You said he did management and counseling. And in a lot of communities, there's a lot of problems that happen, and counseling is really one big aspect that should be done. So, I don't know why my mind is just in the rural setting regarding this book, because I feel like that's more like when communities are really close and knit. Is that so?
It even applies to the modern setting.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Because, for example, he talks about how sometimes we're like, there are no business opportunities.
Right.
I don't have money to start a business. But he's talking about how you can, the internet cafes, whereby it's one shop, but with little stalls. So you can go and do your business. And I've seen in town, we've got a lot of hubs coming up, whereby you can pay $2 to $5 and get a laptop and a space to work. You can have a meeting room and have your meeting. So that's all part of community.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he touches on that. I would never really think that, hey? This is actually quite good, Audrey. I take back me saying, I wouldn't read this. So I probably would read this, because it talks also about corruption, issues of corruption. Who then would be heading that?
So you find that corruption is actually, the small little things where you get even in the schools, in the community. We'll just go back to the community. So he's just talking about everything from a holistic point of view, to say that you and I are responsible for yourself and for your community.
Yeah.
So that will wound to, that.
That togetherness, huh?
Exactly.
That's very good. I mean, I'm just perusing through this book. It's talking about molding businesses. It's talking about mentorship, youth. It touches on
And on mentorship, there's one thing that actually struck with me. He says, as you mentor others, you can actually mentor yourself.
Right.
Yeah, so there's that reverse mentorship.
Were you actually learning from what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I do remember speaking to somebody also yesterday, and they were asking me for advice. I'm like, I think you should do this. I was like, wait a minute, I think I should do this. So it's actually a really good thing to get together for the community. So Audrey, where do we get this book?
Okay, this book is available at Innovate, $10 a copy, or you can hit up the author on social media, Brighton Taruberekera, and then you can get a copy direct from him.
Okay, Innovate on social media, and also his direct inbox.
Yes.
It's $10 a copy.
$10. Chete.
Chete. Audrey, I know you've written books as well, and I think your ideas also work, but from a personal aspect of the stuff that you're going through. So I just want to say well done to that. I keep seeing you everywhere on social media for your accolades.
Thank you.
You're doing a good job.
I got an Inspirational Author Award last week on Friday.
That is incredible.
I was actually surprised. So, like, the code of my name was just sitting there. I was thinking,
is that me?
Yeah. So, yeah, I think, like what he says, let's just continue doing whatever we're doing. Other people will recognize that.
And even when it starts, because sometimes you just think, okay, fine, this little book I wouldn't have known, but it's actually now, it's in our faces. Yes. So from you, from everyone, just, keep doing the good work. We really do need our local authors. Are you going to write another one soon?
Yes, and I hope you will write another one. Besides the music, I'm hoping.
Yes, no, it is true. I have been writing stuff, that I have been sending them to you to help me. So it will be coming very soon.
Amen.
But, we want to say kudos to Brighton Taruberekera, who's really doing a good job just, kind of getting the community to know what you're supposed to be doing, how to mentor, how to take care of the roads as a community, to take care of each other. So this book, we said it's $10 for this copy, and it will be found at Innovate and also on his social media platforms.
Correct.
Brighton Taruberekera.